top rules today on whether Google engaged in misleading conduct in its sponsored links.
The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission has told the court Google is responsible for advertisers using the names of their competitors to attract searchers to their websites. With us now is Sally Scott, a lawyer and expert in competition and consumer law. Good morning.
Good morning.
Just take us through the background to this case.
Sure. Well, I should first say that this is a really big decision for Google. Google, and indeed all search engine operators, because this decision can impact on the very revenue that these companies make, and they make a lot of money. The search engine industry and the linked advertising in Australia alone is worth in the vicinity of $830 million, and Google's revenue in Australia alone is worth in excess of $1 billion. And that's what's at stake here, the revenue that it makes through linked advertising.
This has been a long, complicated and undoubtedly very expensive legal process. All the way through, though, Google has maintained it wasn't really to blame. It was simply the carrier, the search engine, for servicing all these links.
That's right. So what we're talking about is linked advertising. So when you enter a search term in Google, you come up with not only the pages of results, but also a box on the front page which carries the advertised results, the paid-for results. The advertisers choose those results. Google is saying in this case, we're not responsible for those results. We're not responsible for the keywords that are chosen. So if they're misleading, it's the advertiser's fault, not us, Google. And Google has policies in place. It's got contracts with the advertisers which say you can't mislead. So it's doing everything that it thinks is reasonable to try and stop this misleading conduct. Notwithstanding that, the ACCC and the court below has said, Google, you're responsible.
So how likely is it that Google will lose this appeal today?
Well, Google won in the first court, then on appeal it lost quite convincingly. 3 judges found that Google were in the wrong and misled. This decision really could go either way, and it'll be interesting to see. And indeed, the ACCC could find itself in the firing line if it does go down. We've seen some significant cases in recent times where the High Court has showed it's very willing to attack regulators, most recently in the Fortescue decision, where the High Court was really quite scathing in relation to ASIC, the other main regulator.
When it comes down to it, though, even if Google gets done in the High Court today, how is that company going to be able to police this? And we're talking millions, tens of millions of search engine links and the like. How does any company go about rectifying that issue?
Absolutely, and that's what Google is saying. Google's saying that what you're expecting us to do is police every single advertising link. And you can imagine the volume. They're saying it's just not practical, which is fair enough. It's probably not practical for them to determine whether every single link is misleading. So it's probably really an example where the technology has really taken off and the law has stayed behind, and I think there needs to be some sort of onus on the regulators to take into account where the law has fallen behind and consider, well, is this a case we should be going after? Is there something that practically can be done by these search engine operators?
But Google has found itself in trouble recently as well with identities being revealed in Google searches and maybe sometimes connected with crimes that the individual hasn't committed.
Absolutely. The search engine operators and indeed operators of a whole range of internet providers are really in the firing line, and it really comes back to that issue of the law is struggling to keep up with the pace of the advancement in technology.
Sally Scott, we thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sally.
Well, to finance now, the US government